Well, it's halfway sitting there in real life now, but we still get to enjoy the pleasures of Auto Club Speedway here on iRacing. And we're going to do that tonight as we get race number 3 ready for the Sim500 NC811 Xfinity Series here from SoCal. Auto Club Speedway, an hour or so east of Los Angeles. Ready to host another race here in the 2024 campaign for the series. And we are in store, I think, for a pretty wild race here tonight when all is said and done here. So appreciate everybody joining us here on this Sunday. I am the captain. We get ready to race for 200 miles and 100 laps on this 2-mile banked oval. And we've had 2 different winners so far in 2 different races. And tonight we look to make it potentially 3 for 3 here at Southern California. Before we get into the race here this weekend, let's get into what happened last week. And for that, thanks to me learning something actually this week in broadcasting. It's always a good thing when I learn something, by the way. We show you this. What happened last week at the finish. Alan Wild go by. Yoakum did recover and has got back past O'Rourke and now looking to get past Callan Tony. Galantoni holding him down. Final lap, you got to do what you got to do. Tyler Dalton going to get the win at Homestead and score his third series victory and first of the season. DeWeese going to get second, Parker third. So that there is Tyler Dalton scoring his third series win, of course, becoming the second winner last week at the Homestead Miami Speedway. 2 cautions in the race, which matches the highest amount of cautions that track has had in this series in 4 years, believe it or not. The last 4 races at Homestead have seen 2, 1, 1, and 2 cautions combined. Or not combined, but all together. So that's what, 4, 5, 6 cautions combined when it's all said and done. So Auto Club Speedway, more of the same. Last season's race here didn't have a single caution. So we could see all green flag racing here this evening. Talking to a lot of the drivers, you are going to see cars all the way from the bottom all the way to probably up against the wall. And bottom is looking pretty slick. The more up it looks like they go, there's a lot more grip, but obviously tire wear and so on and so forth going to play a role here this evening in this race. So again, a lot of excitement here with this oval refresh that has happened. And yeah, we'll see what kind of racing we get here this evening. Point standings after 2 races so far. Mac McMillan leading. Of course, this is a straight-up points all the way up to the playoffs. There's no win and get in type of thing. McMillan leads over Calantoni by 3 points. Braxton DeWeese there in third. John Schweikert, Mike Kelly, your top 5. The Daytona winner there in 5th. Chad Coleman, Joe Hudson, Scott Simley, Charles Van Schaik, Josh Parker. 16 drivers will get to the playoffs by the end of race number 20 before we run the rest of the playoffs, the 8 races there going into the month of August and stuff. So appreciate the viewers so far here. See Jane Brundy cheering on, and I've learned how to say his name now. Jason Karlovich, or NASCAR Lovage, as Jane has called him. JT watching, of course, Chris DeWeese cheering on Braxton, coming off a second place finish here last week in the race. Got qualifying coming up here in just moments time in the race. But again, this series focuses on ovals. That's something that changed a few seasons ago. Not only that, but obviously have shortened up the schedule with football going on. Yeah, I know we're in the playoffs right now of the NFL, but they more look at the regular season. Of course, when September gets here, you get the new college football going and NFL and stuff, and they try to be done before the season gets done. So that's why come August, the end of August, you'll actually see us crown a champion on Sundays, where Mondays, once that gets going, will go into November. Speaking of Mondays, some big news dropping on the Monday front for those getting ready for the NC811 Cup Series. It'll be the second full season here on the Captain Esports Network on Mondays with Kevin England and I. Some changes to the schedule coming. Looks like for the early part, this is something Joey has kind of mentioned to me, and I pretty much just told him, look, man, I'm behind whatever you want to do, so let's go. Let's have fun. And with that said, they are going to kick off the Clash. The NC811 Clash is not going to be at the LA Coliseum like NASCAR is doing. Instead, they're going to host the race at the North Wilkesboro Speedway with a heat racing qualifying format and also multiple heats as mentioned. 15 drivers will race in the main event and basically go on from there. And then February 12th, qualifying for the Daytona 500K. Of course, they'll be qualifying single car and then a 40-lap race to set the remainder of the field. And not to mention a new addition to the season. How about this? Rookie of the Year for the Cup Series this season. So basically any driver who has yet to start a Cup race at Sim500 is eligible for the Rookie of the Year this season in Sim500's Cup Series, which technically means I'm eligible. But I'm going to go ahead and withdraw my eligibility due to lack of talent. All right. Yes, we should be coming up on qualifying here in just a moment, practice-wise, about to wrap up here in just a second. And let's talk to some drivers as we got a couple of them we can get to, I think, maybe here before qualifying. Let's see, where are we at? Got about a minute or so before qualifying begins. Let me grab the guy that's usually pretty quick here, and he's also the guy that went out and won his first race of the season last week in his third career event, that being Tyler Dalton. Let's get Tyler up here real quickly. I know Tyler getting ready to qualify here momentarily. But coming off that win last week's got to make you feel pretty good going into the third race of the season.
Yeah, it definitely helped after having a disastrous Daytona. So we made up some points with the win last week. Hopefully, we can have a good finish this week. Track feels a little bit unpredictable, depending on track temp. So it's going to be an interesting race.
Well, obviously tonight, a lot of curveballs going to be thrown. This first time at Auto Club with the oval refresh. We're seeing cars from the bottom, cars from the top. What have you noticed? Anything kind of catching your eye that could be something to watch? Or are we going to see the typical old Auto Club race tonight?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm out here still trying to figure out what feels fastest, even for like the qualifying line. So when we get in the draft and stuff, I think the very bottom is going to be very difficult to run, but you might see people running from maybe a lane up all the way up against the wall.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, man. Go qualify. Go see if you can win yourself another pole, and we'll talk later.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Tyler Dalton, as he said, you really don't know still what's going to happen here tonight, which is always a good thing. Going to see some good racing, that is for sure, here at the Auto Club Speedway. So qualifying will start now. And let's see. Let's grab the one car. It looks like John Schweikert going to be the first one out on track out of the group here. Let's see what kind of laps. We shall get. Let me make sure all the settings are on here for everybody to see. There we go. You see the qualifying stuff popping up there. And obviously, as they cross the start-finish line, you'll see the times happen. All right, you see Phillips has put himself up on the pole. There's Glenn Campbell now, 41.8 as he jumps up there to top lap. JP Phillips, Schweikert, Eric Arnold, among others. Let's check the point leader at Mac McMillan. He's actually just leaving pit road, so we'll come back to him here in just a second. Here's Tyler on track. Tyler right now 42.12 in P9. That is definitely not in the Tyler Dalton playbook. Down the back straightaway. Let's get you guys some car audio here. Karlovich up there with a 41.8. Good lap for him. Phillips 41.9. Let's see what Dalton can do. There's purple on the screen. P2 41.87. Campbell outran him. How about Glenn? But still plenty of weapons out here. Let's see. Braxton's just leaving the pits. Mac McMillan, the Nationwide Camaro, with the AC Delco colors on it. Campbell's still up there trying to hold on with an 86. Let's see if he can do it as McMillan crosses the line. He goes to the top with an 82. 41.82 for Mac McMillan. And I should mention, by the way, the pole award tonight being sponsored by 811. No, it's below. Call before you dig. So big shout out to those guys for sponsoring this pole award. CJ Works has placed himself in there at the 15th position. Chad Coleman there at 14th. Let's check on one of our rookies in the series, Stephen Miles, who had a great charge up to a top 10 last week, something we didn't get to mention too much of. He was, I think, 28th or 27th on a restart, and worked his way up to 10th after being involved in a wreck early in the race. Miles right now 14th, 42 flat pretty much with a 4. You just see how much you just got to be very careful treating the throttle through the corners as that Ric Flair car woos across the start-finish line and jumps to nowhere. 16th, unfortunately, falls as Kevin DeBrown and Charles Van Schaik run a couple laps. Let's see, any other weapons out there potentially to watch for the pole? Well, we have Braxton here. Braxton, runner-up finisher last week. He is currently there in 18th with a 42.01. Needs about 0.2 to get there. He was green, so he might jump up a little bit. He does to 13th, 41.97. And that's going to wrap up qualifying. So Glenn Campbell, or no, I'm sorry, Mac McMillan will win the pole again, 41.82. So good lap for him. Of course, that being brought to you by 811. Know what's below and call before you dig. Time to step away for the national anthem and get ready to go racing here at Auto Club Speedway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job there on the anthem. Let's get ready to go racing here for 200 miles and 100 laps of racing at the Auto Club Speedway. Starting lineup for race number 3 tonight. Mac McMillan, that 88 car on the pole. You divide that by 2, you get the 44. Glenn Campbell starting second. Just missing out on a pole in that trans service. Got some new colors with the orange on there. That 44 car. Tyler Dalton, P3. Jason Karlovich. I was learning. I talked to him, actually learned how to say his name. Pennsylvania driver starting P4. Kevin DeBrown, JP Phillips. He's got a spider on the front end of his car. Hope you're not arachnophobic. He starts 6th. Nelson Rivera, John Schweikert. Led a lot of laps last week at Homestead. He starts there in the 8th position. Somebody tell Glenn to go. Charles Van Schaik, 9th position, alongside Jose Speedy Gonzalez there in the 10th spot. Bob Gillenwater, Anthony Calantoni there in the 12th position. Row 7, Braxton DeWeese and Tommy Ryan. Wesley Donaldson, Eric Arnold there in row number 8. Row 9, Stephen Miles, Chad Coleman, couple Georgia drivers there. E.J. O'Rourke, Justin Reynolds. And row number 10. Row 11, there's the Daytona winner, Mike Kelly and Kevin Stone. Sean Burke making his debut tonight in the 01, alongside Scott Simlin. Brent Scott, Alan Wild in the 13th row. 14th row, Andrew Teff and Joe Hudson. Sam Harrell, Brian Wortman making his season debut. Good to see Brian back here on the track. Jeff Ryan, Joey Jatina, row 16. Row 17, David Comstock, Randy Yoakum. Row 18, Ron Holyfield and Doug Sigmund, completing the 36 starters that will take the green flag tonight. 100 laps, 200 miles, 3 sets of tires. The usual iRacing default weather, however, track temp, as you see in the middle of the screen, is 128, and will probably get hotter as we go racing. So the track is hot. The track is slick. The track is ready to race, and let's sit back and let's toast to Auto Club Speedway, the track that should have never been changed, but unfortunately, it's going to, and this is the one memory we have now is iRacing. Green flag from the 2 mile, Auto Club Speedway. Our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. Check them out online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com as Brian Wortman has started his race from the pits, it appears. Down the back straightaway, very bumpy, very worn out surface. Obviously 1997 when this track was built, this is that surface on that track. Glenn Campbell going to wind that middle groove up, going to take the lead from McMillan top side there. You see Dalton has already moved up. And you see that 60 car trying to fill some space. Speeds of roughly 200 miles an hour down into turn 1. Especially in that draft. Turn 2 can be very tricky. You see some cars moving around. One car blinking mid-pack. There you go. Got one car way up against the boards. I think as these tires wear out, you're going to see these cars go more and more everywhere around the track. That was Wesley Donaldson, by the way, up there against the boards already. McMillan and Karlovich battling for the 3rd spot up front here. You see him in the 60 car. Still trying to get used to not having John Hickman in the 60 car. Seeing some 3, seeing some 4, almost some 5 wide racing back there. Back where Brent Scott is. The red, yellow, and black painted machine back there is Sam Harrell. Interesting paint conception on that car. So what happens, 36 cars. All with fixed setups, the same setups. You're getting a lot of draft, a lot of speed. Eventually, yes, the field will break up, but it's the kind of racing you are going to get. Ride with Cal and Tony here. The 84 car, Braxton Deweese to his bottom. There's Eric Arnold there behind him. A little bit there. See the cars spreading out. Water in that 4, you see Wesley Donaldson up in front of them. See everybody on the bottom right now, but I'd say give it a couple laps. Start to see the field really spread themselves out. They're still leading by about a 10th right now over Dalton. Again, if you're expecting yellows tonight, I wouldn't. Last season's race, 2022, saw absolutely 0 cautions. Now, I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's perfect. If you come to watch a Sim500 race and you expect cautions, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Now, there are going to be races this season you'll see cautions. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Some races on the schedule, let's see. This is one of them. Back to 2022. Believe it or not, not, that had 4 cautions in this race. So, I mean, yes, cautions possible. Likely? No. McMillan under attack here. You see Gonzalez putting Kevin Brown 3 wide in the middle. Carlavage up top. Oh, easy. Jose had to get out of it a little bit there. Nelson Rivera looking to make some move. Here comes Schweikert. This race had 2 cautions. Two cautions, so you get the point here. Campbell doing a good job holding off Dalton up there at the front here so far still. This is where you're seeing some battles at here. Let's go back to Miles, as he's got Chad Coleman back here with him. A couple Georgia boys. Brent Scott there in at 33. Behind them is Sam Harrell, Kevin Stone, also there, Andrew Tapp. Thomas S. watching on the stream again tonight. Appreciate you coming back, sir. 20 viewers already, so if you're watching tonight, feel free to say hello. I want to say hello back. First to 35th, all separated out by about 9 seconds right now. It's about the straightaway. You see Campbell. There's Dalton. There's McMillan in third, starting to stretch it out. Kevin Brown. There's Arnold and Gillenwater battle for 14th here. Break the news to you back here. I figured out the car. I thought it was Wesley for a second, but it's actually not Wesley. It is the 41, surprisingly, that sits up here at the top of the track, running the boards already, of E.J. O'Rourke. Schweiker getting squeezed a little bit there by Gonzalez, had to get out of it. Saw that there for a second. Route number 1. Obviously Gonzalez there in front of him. Behind him, Charles Van Schaik in that SpongeBob car. Tony's there with Donaldson. I'm Ryan back here in this fight also in that 99 car in this track, right up Tommy's alley. Not be surprised if that 99 here, as we get later into this race, starts making moves and working his way into the top 5 before this thing is over with. When it comes to a speedway race like this on a worn out surface, that northern tool for 99 usually, no pun intended, or maybe there is intent here, has the tools to get to the front. Back here with Kevin Stone, the 15 of Alan Wild, and a couple monster cars. David Comstock back there in the 13, the 98. There's Andrew Teft. Racing so far here. We're already 12 laps deep. Of course, this race back in 97 was in the middle of springtime. The Xfinity cars in the Cup Series came here. Sports Cup Series in 5 miles. Then in the 2000s, started running back for a second time. They did the whole shifting of moving Darlington out of Liberty Labor Day weekend and made this. Oh, his EJR Work just scrubbed the wall up there on the top side. Made this the Labor Day track, and they ran at nighttime. Then obviously as we got closer to the 2000 teens, track went back to one race. The main reason was you had a lot of fans that were not coming back. Oh, Tyler Dalton and Campbell made contact up front. Campbell, that's Dalton in the grass. To see the replay, I'm not sure if Dalton slid up into Glenn or Glenn come down the track. And Tyler just lost 26 positions. Yeah, you guys put on a great podcast over there, Talking Giants, George. I appreciate you watching on Facebook there, and hopefully you guys continue to rebuild over there with. Well, first get the coaching mess fixed. But we'll see you guys back where you guys belong. Let's see what happened to Tyler here. There's the contact. Rewind it just a little bit here. Yeah, Glenn come off the wall a little bit there, but Tyler was coming up the track, so maybe just a little meeting of the minds there. But Tyler just goes cruising through the grass. A little hop, a little hop. Obviously, first question, how much damage to the right part of that car? But two, the mishap there. Tyler just has to completely reset his race in his head now. Complete. About halfway through this green flag run. Let's step away and hear from 811 as you're watching Sim500 Racing on the Captain Esports Network.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
All right, back we are here at the Auto Club Speedway. Race number 3 of the Sim500 Sim811.org Xfinity Series. 18 laps complete as you watch. Campbell getting hawked down by McMillan. Also getting hawked down by Nelson Rivera, who's up to third. As you see Carlavage under attack from Kevin to Brown. You see Kevin, you see Gonzalez back there, you see Wyatt. Just watching. Not called you. I looked over and saw Wyatt's name in chat. Thank you, sir. Wesley Huntington. All right, up front, here comes McMillan. What, 20 cars lined up. Still within about 3 seconds of the lead. Started on the pole, kind of fell back a little bit, and I think he led that lap. If you're a multiple, pretty good. 88 up front, 44 second, 22 third. Heck, as a matter of fact, you really do the math here. 88 divided by 2, divided by 2. I have too much time on my hands. Either that or I'm just sleep deprived from Daytona 24. Yes. So look at, she got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 20 cars, literally. Within 1.8 to about 2.5 seconds in this pack of cars. This is the draft for you. This is what fixed setup racing gets you. If this was an open setup race, you'd probably see cars more spread out than this, like you would in real life. But nah, everybody's got the same thing. The difference, like I said, brake bias, steering ratio, and steering offset. The three things you can change in the car. And your driving style. That's about it. Great job holding him off. Nationwide is on your side. Hey, Glenn Campbell, so is McMillan. You see McMillan able to pardon me, McMillan able to roll through the corner there better as he backs off early. Watch him back off as Glenn goes in a little deeper. Right there. This will allow McMillan to roll back up there. Usually the opposite when you're up towards the top, but Glenn actually got a good run off. He's going to clear him. He gets a little free doing it. By the way, Tyler Dalton, still back in 29th, has not moved his way up since the incident with Glenn Campbell. So I'm not sure if there's damage, if the tires are just hurt, but obviously about 40 to 45 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. As back there you see Arlovich. Lavage. I'll get it right, trust me. In the third position. Back here, a couple cars on the move. There's one, Wesley Donaldson to 91. Started 15th, he's up to 6th. That car right there at 5. Braxton Deweese, he is up to the position after starting 13th. You got Eric Arnold up to six positions from 16th to 10th. Biggest mover though, Comstock, 33rd to 22nd right now in this race. But what it's like to drive on the 10. Oh, into the wall goes the 26 of Gonzalez. He goes spinning. That's going to bring the caution out. Braxton Deweese got some contact, I think, from that. There was Mike Kelly cutting the grass. 26 car wrecking on lap 25. I was about to say it looked like the Highway 10, or the 10 as they say out in California, at 190 miles an hour. Roll that beautiful bean footage and see what happens here to bring out the caution. Not going to be beautiful for the 26. Hits the wall a little bit there, gets loose, hits Bryce, or I'm sorry, hits Braxton. And he goes spinning. A couple cars tag each other. Coleman with a miss. Chris Deweese, if you're watching on the stream, I know you can't see the Facebook chat. George Corman is asking any relation to Lance Deweese. I'll see if he answers you, George. I know you guys can't see each other's messages because of YouTube and Facebook. Let's see the second. Yeah, just Gonzalez gets the wall. And who was that? Trying to see that car, that white car. Usually I know. Kelly gets knocked down to the grass. Coleman misses. Chris Deweese back to George. No, I don't believe so. But now you're going to have them looking in their, what's that website called? The family trees and stuff. My wife likes to do it. She'd be mad if she realized I couldn't remember what it's called. pit stops. There's a name for it. I forget what it's not family. What's the ancestry? That's it. Gotta remember. So everybody should be 4 tires and fuel here. Got long enough into a run, almost a third into the race. One car is not parked right back there. We'll let Dalton get his. According to Dennis Dewey's, George, they are not related to Lance Hall. You see McMillan wins the race off pit road over Campbell. First pit stall pays off. Landon Moody, everybody. Fantastic young driver. Raced with him in the 24 this weekend. Alright, so there's your pit stops for you. Every cycles back around. All right, about to get the green flag. Just check. It looks like mostly everybody's going to get back on track. Jose is the $1 million question right now. We'll see if he gets back on track. As a matter of fact, let me see. I think this is Jose right here. Let's see if this is Jose Gonzalez. Jose, you there, bud? This you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, there you are. Okay. Yeah, sorry, your name's like cut off in Discord. I didn't know if it was you or not. Tough break there. Look like you just kind of caught the wall.
Yeah, I just raced the wall a little bit, and the car just went left. There was somebody there, and I just hit him, and we all just went for a ride there. So that was my bad.
Well, unfortunate. What have you been feeling out there on the track? Obviously, a lot different track now with the updates.
This track is kind of weird now. It's like tight on the entry, and it gets loose on the outside, and but it's very drivable, and it's fun racing, definitely.
All right, my man. Well, I see you get back on. Oh, sorry.
I think whoever saves the tires the most is gonna end up getting to the front.
Hey, tough break. I see you're back on track there. Keep digging. And you're only a lap down, so you still got time to get a lucky dog and get back out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night.
Keep your head up, buddy. You too.
Bye.
Jose Gonzalez, appreciate his time. To get him back out there. Jose involved in that wreck. One thing again, this season, talking to drivers involved in accidents, they kind of get their feel of what they saw there. And Jose admitted, hey, my bad. I got the wall, and unfortunately, Braxton's car caught him. And Braxton right now is 25th position after the restart there. So something I didn't think about. Tire wear is what they're thinking could be the. Oh, Scott up there against the wall. Gonna kill his momentum down the straightaway. That pit stop at lap 25, you're looking at this being a one-stopper the rest of the way. Get to 65, and from there you go to the finish of this race. You have to preserve the tires for 40-something laps. I was hearing one particular driver tell me that he, after about 10 laps, had lost 25% of his tire, which was like, ooh, that's not good. Sean Burke making his debut. That's in that blue and black. I almost want to call it a Kenny Wayne Shepherd car. Blue on black. Eric Arnold making some moves. I think that was Eric, by the way, that also had contact in that wreck. He's got David Comstock. There's the boss man, Joey Jatina. Mike Kelly in this battle. I haven't seen really one car stand out, and I know like usually it's Pedro Mojica who's not been here the last couple of weeks. Here, I mean Tyler Dalton could be the test here. He's up to 18th now, but usually you get that one car and you just kind of tell watching him go through the field might be the guy to watch. Wesley there, the 91 cars, he's come up through the field. Kevin DeBrown as they lead a train on the top side right here. Tony and then 4 Nelson Rivera having a great run in that 22 so far. You guys watching? You guys seeing anybody that's come into your mind that you're seeing? Josh Parker's not here. Looks like I did not see anyone here. Up top, Kevin DeBrown, here he comes. The 93, topside Charlie, gonna make the move here on McMillan, see if he can clear him. I mean, I have been impressed with that 91. Wesley was not alive here in this race. 12 positions up here to 3rd. So that could be one that we potentially see as a favorite here tonight. I think Campbell's been good, McMillan's been good. Jose nailed it on the head. Whoever has the long run speed with the tire wear is going to be the guy to watch tonight. Here, 5th position, the Talking Giants Chevrolet. That. Marlevich here on the inside, the 60 car Speedway Collective, which I believe is a website, Fantasy Racing on the word. Kevin DeBrown did clear for the lead up front here, so the 93 to the front of the leader. And McMillan said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and take it back. Thank you. "37 laps complete." Checking on some guys that were running up there at the front. Tyler Dalton, he is in this pack, 17th position, right there behind that Skull 33. He is up in his pack there, and you see about 3 cars back. There's Braxton Deweese in the 20th position now as he's worked his way up. These guys trying to make a comeback after the incidents there, as we are 3 wide, spread out everywhere. So I can't help but have it in my head, and I'm just going to be transparent about it. NASCAR decides to sell half of this crowd. Caution is out. That is not what's in my head. It's caution for Randy Yoakum in the 8 car. That is a football paint scheme. Is that? I just do a football team that is. I mean, it's got Texas colors on it, but I don't think it says Texas on it. Oh, whoa. Sam Harrell's destroyed. The Black Flag French's Mustard car. That thing is destroyed. All right, let's see what brings out the second caution here. Let's see what the pit stop was after this. Car up against the boards there. Comstock, who gets loose off the wall. It looks like, I mean, obviously the camera changed there. It looks like, oh, and T-bone steak for everybody. I don't think that's something you put mustard on, but yeah, there are people out there. Let's get you a better view of that. It looks like, just from assumption, that the 13 comes off the wall. It takes out the, looks like it's tab high football car. Oh yeah, right there. Oof! Hey, look, your steak's cooked. Harold's like, who put that car there? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't... I know French's was the mustard. Isn't Black Flag an old bug spray? Back in the day? Like the 90s? I remember Raid. I want to say Black Flag might be another one. Yeah, that car's done. All right, so we had some cars stay out. We'll review that and more and get you ready for the restart. Lap number 40 in the books. Caution number 2. Here at the Auto Club Speedway as you're watching Sim500 on the Captain Esports Network.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
All right, back we are under caution here for the second time. And I think this is a good opportunity to bring a driver up and talk to the person. I've had some mixed luck with this. Some have had good luck, some have had bad luck. So let's keep it good here for Mac. Double M obviously leading this race, and that, or at least you were leading this race. A little strategy play here, but how's that 88 feeling tonight?
Hey, man, it's a race. I was saving tires a little bit too hard that first run. We were all talking here in the chat, and I had a really good tire. I had 10% better tire, and yeah, I couldn't go nowhere. Could not complete that pass. So once we re-racked them, we all kind of stepped it up a little bit. It's really hard to pass out here.
The big question I've been asking people every time I have a chance to talk to them, what has been the biggest difference you felt out here? Because obviously we're not used to seeing Auto Club like this.
Yeah, I haven't raced here in a pretty good while, but it seems like you've got the bottom on new tires to make good lap time and try to save your fronts a little bit. But if you got somebody close on you, you got to protect the top and make your way up to the top inch by inch every lap once the tires start wearing.
All right, man. Well, you getting ready to do the restart here, so we'll let you go. Best of luck restart.
Yes, there's going to be a wild restart here. A lot of different strategies.
Seatbelts tight, my
Yes,
Seatbelts
sir.
tight. Mac McMillan there. I like the positivity there. He knows that it's going to hit the fan here in a second as we get ready to go green. Pace car pulls off. Chad Coleman, Scott Simley, Stephen Miles, Eric Arnold, Mike Kelly, and looks like those 5 did not pit here. So we go back to green. As Coleman with a good restart. know how many wide that is, but it's a lot. Oh, look at McMillan. We got an Exalta sandwich. 4 wide, it's EJ O'Rourke up top. Again, they redid this track. Why? Half the property or whatever. Turned to a short track. Why? Anthony Calantoni down in San Bernardino trying to make a pass. Inside lane there. As Coleman leads, Stephen Miles second. McMillan with the freshies up to third. Drive like this. There's only one thing left for me to do, boys. Turn it up. There we go. Of course, that presented by the Scalicast, which is a podcast that will be recording tomorrow. Our third episode is Gillenwater and Arnold are together. Right there in front of us. Mike Kelly gets clipped. And others go spinning. Third caution comes out as Jeff Ryan goes for a spin. Looked like the 31 and 4 were just connected. Put it out. The third time. Damn, was in that right front of the four. Have to wind it just a bit here, unfortunately. And Arnold got the wall. Another situation where a car gets the wall topside. And comes down. A little bit of net code. Maybe would have been contact. That's close. I mean, Mike Kelly right in your living room. Knocks the rear end off. Braxton DeWeese, nice miss. Justin Reynolds did a good job of missing that. Something tells me Jeff Ryan might got turned. get this sped up for you guys. I have some buttons I got to add on that'll allow me to... Oh, the 00 did clip Bob. Oh, Bob, nice job straighten it out. What Jeff Ryan see back here? Let's... Somebody go spinning and... Well, Jeff just decided I was going to join the party. All right, so cars that stayed out pretty much for the most part, they are coming to pit road now at the halfway point here, plus some others. So Mac McMillan going to assume the leader. He did take the lead as we went to our Turn It Up segment there. And leads this race now. Wesley Donaldson, their second. Glenn Campbell. Nelson Rivera. John Schweikert, your top five. And we have metamorphosis happening at the front. Let's grab a driver and let's go with let's bring up Eric here. Eric, what took place there, bud? Just get the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I got the wall a little bit. I couldn't keep it off, Bob, and I hate it for both of us, man. I had a fast car today besides some pit road errors.
Obviously, the errors put you back there and that kind of thing. Is there anything, obviously, you need to hear anything back about that different or whatever?
Yeah, just hit the gas harder sooner. Or sorry, the brake.
Yeah, I would say hit the gas a little sooner might put your wall a little harder. But we'll blame Mac
Sounds good.
All right, Eric Arnold, unfortunately, let's see, should be able to get back. He's back on track right now, so we'll let him keep going. We'll give Bob a minute here and see if he's okay before I bring him up. Bob probably a little dejected after that incident there. At least Eric said, hey, my bad, I screwed up. Well, I figured for those like me who have never made it to a race here at Auto Club Speedway, let's enjoy what it was like as a fan, sitting in the stands for this restart, shall we? As we sit up here at about row, 30? Green flag. This is, by the way, a camera you can get at trackcam22.com. It's called the Fan Cam. You can actually get this in, like, on road courses, a flagman cam, so to say, where like you're sitting in the corner as like a flag corner worker or whatever. So down the back straightaway, you see side by side. Might need some binoculars. McMillan and Wesley Donaldson. The mountains in the backdrop. That's a cool view. Obviously, the cars will be a little bit louder, probably down the back. Spread out there. 5 different lanes right there at about 5th place. All the way from the top down to the bottom. side by side up there in the lead. Also side by side back there where Campbell is at 4th. As Nelson Rivera going to go to the front. Back there, Comstock almost getting the outside wall again, it looked like. Starting to see some different names make appearances up here at the front. Starting to see Brent Scott, who started 25th. He's up to 6th there in that 33 car. Anthony Calantoni, the runner-up at Daytona in that wildness. In 7th position himself. Tommy Ryan, remember I mentioned him earlier about later in this race. Now up in the 10th spot in that 99 car. All about putting yourself in the right position when it counts. Or JP Phillips in his Spider car. I'm not arachnophobe or anything, it'll bother me. It's one of those, I feel it, or if I see one, I kill it or leave. Oh, 33 getting a little loose there. But if you are, you would not like what's on the front of this car. Spider wire. Not sure what that is. That might be a fishing pole? Maybe that's what it is. I'll have to investigate in the sponsorship. Maybe so. That was that books, maybe? I don't know what this is. A lure pattern. Brown joining the battle there. You see Stephen Miles making some elevator moves, bottom to the top. Up front, McMillan back to it. Outside of Rivera. There's McMillan at the line there. Right here on the lead lap. We got 26 of them right here within roughly 3 seconds of the leader. That is wild to think about. Look at this. I mean, it's a gaggle. Petty throwback there in that 43 car. Joe Hudson with the Spree car. Tommy Ryan in there. Scott Simley. What it is, but it's like anytime you get an update like dynamic tracks that they did here on iRacing, it's like you immediately think to Auto Club Speedway, because it's like, all right, what are they going to do to improve the track racing and stuff like that? And it's like they put the the refresh in, and all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom. Look what we got. So the top 5 all separated out by about a 10th or less. Then you got 6th place, John Schweikert's about another 10th back. And then you've got this. LA freeway-like traffic here. You ride with Karlovich. Similarly to his inside there, you see Kelly behind him. Would like to try to get Mike Kelly on here again in green flag running, but in this mess, I don't know if that's a good idea. We're going to wait. Last time I talked to a guy under green was Thursday night last week, and as soon as I moved him to the channel, he was in a wreck. There's always the pros and cons of trying to talk to somebody during a green flag racing. Up front, Kevin Brown has now gone to the lead. Stephen Miles now going to go to second. These are a little bit fresher tires that you're seeing come up through the field here. These guys pitted at the last caution at 48. Obviously, everybody still has to make that one pit stop to get to the finish here. Let's go back here and see the pass for the lead here at lap 60. As Kevin went to the bottom side here, got some help in the draft there from Rivera. Racing Pride 93 car takes the lead just like that, and here comes Miles inside there, takes himself up to the second position in this race. So here's Chad Coleman, another guy that pitted. You know, obviously doing the math here, those that pitted at 39, you'd probably come to pit road in the next 15 laps, around lap 80 or so, unless you just go ahead and get the pit stop out of the way, which from here you can go to the finish. And the guys that pitted at 48, obviously you can go to 88. I would not expect those guys to run all the way to 88, though. I would think those guys might pit at the same time as the other cars. But then you're going to have those guys that try to strategize and you try to stay out, get a caution or whatever, or you try to short pit. Try to do an undercut type of move. And next week, Las Vegas. Come and join us at 8:15 Eastern Time. Race number 4 of the NC811 Xfinity Series. As Miles dropping to the bottom here, looking for the lead. Leaning is Kevin. Held him tight there and had to get out of the gas. Tommy's working his way. He's right there. They're about the 15th position. He was up in the top 10. I think he's got a long run car and just hadn't been able to show it yet because we've had the, every time he looks like we get into about a 15-20 lap run, a caution comes out. I think give the man some time. He'll be working his way up here. Glenn Campbell's kind of fallen back a little bit to the 12th position with the way the strategies have worked out. Tyler Dalton, you see him right up there ahead in that 811 car, South Carolina 811, up to the 10th position now. A good comeback from the 19 after that contact. Do appreciate all the viewers watching, by the way. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, we appreciate you coming back and joining us on the Captain Esports Network on this Sunday night. Still about a tenth up on Miles there as their single file up front as we watch Tommy Ryan trying to figure out somewhere where to go. I'm having GTP flashbacks all of a sudden. And there's Braxton jumping to the bottom. Here comes Miles back to the inside. Ah, okay. And slides up on Kevin. Kevin gonna cross him back. Kevin got a little loose here. This might give the momentum to Miles. Drag race. Chad Coleman's like, all right. I don't know who led that lap. I think. I don't even know. I'm not even going to say. Kevin sends it in there pretty deep. Going to slide back up on Miles. This is good stuff up here at the front. Good stuff everywhere. I mean, there's not a bad battle anywhere. As they're going to bring both the Exalta cars into the battle. You see McMillan starting to come back into the picture. 30 laps to go next time by. I mean, we've got a fight here. Here's why I wish I could split screen. If you go back here to where Sam Harrell and those guys are, you got this battle. And you've got this battle. And that battle. And that battle. All right, this one calmed down a second. Something must have, maybe Miles lost momentum or something here. But Coleman's going to go by for second. And now here comes Simley topside. And is Miles going to drop the pit road? Here he comes. Here's the strategy now. Miles, Rivera to pit road. Almost split this run in half. Be 4 tires and fuel for everybody. I've actually have an idea, Thomas, for the Cup Series. Yeah, I mean, the split screen would do it. It's unfortunate because iRacing, you can only do one account pretty much with the sim. You would have to do some kind of networking type thing. But I have an idea that once we get to Kevin being here on the Cup Series side on Mondays, that might make it happen, actually. I'm going to try it. We'll see. Sometimes I overthink a lot of logic and it don't work. Miles leaves pit road. Here come the leaders going to try to lap him. Miles is actually going to stay on the lead lap. How about that? As others are on pit road right now, you got Sean Burke, Joe Hudson, Andrew Teff, Brian Wortman. Wait, Brian Wortman's on pit road? He never pits this early. Kevin DeBrown, Wesley Donaldson. Oh, hold on, Anthony. The only way you can do it, and it's the way I'm going to try it, Thomas, to answer your question about seeing somebody do it, is you have to have a second broadcaster with you, and you have to be able to share your screen on Discord. That's probably the only way you can do it. Not that I'm giving away my idea. As Wortman leaves pit road in the 74. 4 tires and fuel for all these guys. Kevin Brown also right there, as you see him in the 93. 14.8 for Kevin. 15.1. For Dalton, I believe that was. I was trying to see who's what here. As Kevin's got Joey Jattina there in front of him. And for those wondering, why can't you do something like that? Well, one, iRacing obviously limits you to only having one simulator, quote unquote, up at one time, like race or whatever. But number two, to answer that question, it would eat up what frames and what GPU you have left after the first one is open. I mean, you would need a monster computer. All right, Kevin Stone, Doug Sigmund on pit road. Still got a lot of the leaders still out there. Tyler Dalton going to come to pit road. Kevin Brown just ran the fastest lap of the race, 41.76. And just kind of looking at the lead pack right now, Stephen Miles is in that 24 car. Look on the map up here. The 24, that's going to be the leader right now when this cycle's back out. Has a pretty good size lead now over the 93 of Kevin Brown. So it's a matter of fresh tires, the draft, and so on and so forth here. But that is your eventual leader right there in the 24 car. Gillenwater leaving pit road. You see Dalton still in there. The 00 still in. Let's check on Tyler. There he goes leaving pit road. So Stephen Miles, who of course I know pretty well, actually is on the podcast with me every week. Kind of interesting. I made the comment to Matt Telder, who's our other co-host on the show. There's three of us, and we do a thing. It's like for those who watch maybe door bumper clear, you got a whole spot on, spot off. Well, we got our own little facts or cap type segment. And the one thing I asked to Telder was, would Stephen Miles win a Sim500 race in his rookie season? And Telder without hesitation said facts. And here he is, his third start. And he leads, or is going to lead this race once everybody comes through the pit road. The only thing that'll hamper him is if a yellow comes out right now. But Coleman, that's him right there in the 38 leading this race. Scott Simley second. Mike Kelly up to third. And a lot of fresh tires back behind them. McMillan in. Last time by, Kevin Brown was about 0.3 quicker than Miles. McMillan, clean entry into a stall, 4 tires and fuel. For the 88 car, we'll see where he comes out to the field. There goes Miles by right now, so obviously with that lost time, but he's going to have the fresher tires to work with here. 14.8, good stop for him. Chad Coleman, Mike Kelly, Schweikert, and Van Schaik all on pit road now. 21 to go. That leaves us with 5 cars that have yet to pit road, come to pit road here. right, Simley's coming in now. That'll hand the lead over here to Brent Scott, Ron Holyfield, E.J. O'Rourke, and Eric Arnold. The cars left to come to pit road up here towards the front. We go back here to Miles. Separation between he and Kevin Brown, 1.8 seconds. There's a lap car, Gonzalez, and then there's Kevin, and then there's Gillenwater, who's a lap car. Nelson Rivera up there in the third spot. Wesley Donaldson, Anthony Calantoni, your top five. All right, so obviously lap 81 here. So Brent should be on pit road any minute. Holyfield and these guys will be literally in here at any minute. McMillan just ran a 41.51. Chad Coleman actually just ran to 51. So those guys with the fresh tires that just come off pit road, they're going to be burning now to see if they can get what they can get. So look over here at the map. Chad Coleman and those guys are somewhere right around this 98 car in this pack of cars. All right, so as we wait for those cars to come to pit road, let's step away real quickly and hear from 811 as we have 18 laps to go. Sim500 Racing on the Captain Esports Network.
What a nice day to install my new mailbox.
Hi there, friend. I'm Dig Safely Man. My job is to ensure you call 811 before you dig.
Why do I need to do that?
Vital utilities like natural gas and electric run just beneath the Earth's surface. Damaging them can cause service interruption, environmental hazards, or personal injury.
I thought only contractors had to call before they dig, so homeowners do too.
Call 3 business days before you dig unless you have X-ray vision. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
All right, back we are, 17 laps to go in race number 3 of the Sim500 NC811.org Xfinity Series Auto Club Speedway, virtually on iRacing. I'm the captain. We appreciate everybody watching here tonight and subscribing to the channel. If hit the notification bar or whatever, if you're following us on Facebook, appreciate everything you guys have done as we've had a wonderful start to our 2024 broadcast season. Already seeing way more viewers and stuff, which is so cool, and such an honor to be able to do this for all of you guys. One thing that Stephen Miles does not want to see is the 93 right behind him of Kevin DeBrown, as this is going to be the eventual battle for the lead and potentially the win of this race. As Kevin to the bottom and Kevin to the lead. Now, Ron Holyfield, in all respect, does have the lead still in this race. This is actually for the second position, but eventually Ron is going to have to come to pit road here in that Ed Burrell paint scheme. Good to see that 21 running up front. All right, so let's kind of go through here and show you where people are at right now. So obviously Kevin DeBrown, Stephen Miles, second and third here. 2-lap difference on tires right here in this position. E.J. O'Rourke, he is yet to pit back here in the 5th spot. Obviously Nelson Rivera in 4th there, pitting at lap 70. Donaldson at 72. Yeah, Calantoni here, and then Eric Arnold still yet to pit at 48. Everybody throughout here is pretty much lap 72. Tyler Dalton is at lap 75, so he's got a little bit fresher tires. Unless he'll burn them up over the crew here. Keep an eye on that. Mac McMillan is the first one that came in around 78 to 80. So he's actually got one of the fresher tires of the bunch here. Problem is he is 12th, and he is 9 seconds behind Miles. Or I'm sorry, Holyfield, but only 7 seconds back at Kevin Brown. So this is going to sound stupid, but you cannot rule out McMillan with the fresher tires here. He could work his way up there. ZJ O'Rourke gets the outside wall. Chad Coleman right behind Mac at 79 pitted. Scott Slimley back here at 16. He's probably too far back. He's about 9 seconds off the lead. Pitted at 80. So it's going to be very interesting to see here where these cars turn out. I go back to, what race was it last season? Uh-oh, trouble on the track for DeWeese and Tommy Ryan. They're still green, but they're actually off the track over here. Yeah, Braxton's car is destroyed. Tommy Ryan has jumped to the pits too, but they're off the track, so no caution. See what happens here. Oh, Tommy come down the track, maybe was loose a little bit. And unfortunately the 5 is there. Oh, both of them hardened to the inside wall. But again, way off the track, so no caution for it. I'm sure Tommy's going to feel bad about that. So there's Kevin with the lead. Stephen Miles holding on. Might be playing a little possum with him. Would not be surprised. And then you got a train of cars back here. Again, I'm trying to think back. There was a race last season on a surface like this. It might have been Iowa, where a car pitted late in the race and literally ran up through the field during the green flag run, took the lead and won the race. I just can't remember which track it was. We could have similar situations here as I look at lap times. Matter of fact, let's do this. I usually don't do this. Let me bring the timing tower up and show you lap times right now. So you see a 48, a 47, 43, a 53, a 72. And look back here, McMillan at 80, a 42.83. So he's a half second faster than everybody up front. This is interesting. Now, let me throw the gap in there so you can see who's behind where here. As they cross the line again here, Coleman 43.27, just moved up to 5th. So Coleman's actually gone by McMillan here, so Coleman might be the guy to watch now. There he is in that red and black WBD Diecast car back there. This is a race that's far from over. Give you one more check here as they cross the line. Look at that, a 43.1 from Coleman. That's a half second faster. McMillan a 43.2. That's these guys right here, as McMillan's going to get free on the bottom. This is going to be close, guys. You've got all these different strategies right now coming into play with 8 laps to go. There's your leaders right here. And then here's your second pack. They're going to need to knock off a good probably 3/4 of a second a lap if they're going to get there. Coleman's trying. He's up to third here. He's got it down to 3.6 seconds. That time by, he was 0.3 faster than the leader. What do you think, guys? Can they get to him? Can he get to him? If he gets to within about 1.5 seconds, he'll start getting the draft of the cars. Now, in traditional racing, it's always the bottom that finds your way to victory lane in the end. Notice that? We're right back on the bottom. That time by, another 0.3 knocked off. 5 laps to go. It's down to 3.2 right now. And Kevin's actually starting to pull away from Miles a little bit there. That time by about 0.2 quicker. I think he's going to run out of time, unfortunately. But we know what can change this. Miles, I think, just got the outside wall off 2. As Kevin Brown gets 3 laps to go. "25 viewers strong with 3 to go. Watching a fantastic race coming down to strategy and more. We'll see who's going to be potentially the 3rd winner in 3 races here at Sim 500. As I mentioned, next week it is Las Vegas. Bring your friends and family out. It'll be the 3rd race already on the west, or the 2nd race on the West Coast. Of course, Auto Club and in Vegas, even though it's not really on the coast. And of course, Phoenix before we take the week off for the big game. 2 laps to go. Coleman could get to Miles for 2nd. As Kevin Brown going to bring her off turn 4, 2 miles to go. White flag from the 93. Kevin started 5th position, has ran up front most of the night. Led some laps early and now looks to put himself into victory lane. .5 over Miles. Coleman about a second back of the 24. But tonight going to be all about Kevin Brown, that 93 car. Bringing her off turn number 4 using pit strategy to put the Racing Pride Supra in victory lane at Auto Club Speedway as DeBrown gets the win. Miles second, Coleman third. McMillan and Kelly going to be your top 5. How about Scott Simley 6th? Tyler Dalton comes back to 7th. Harlovich ends up 8th. Donaldson 9th. Calantoni with a top 10. As Coven comes down to celebrate, man. Hey, nice job. Welcome to Victory Lane.
Oh, hold on. Got to celebrate. Give me just a second.
Attaboy.
I don't get to do many of these, you know?
No, not at all. Hey, understand. Just trying to do the winter interview a little earlier to get the excitement. As what a race for you, man. Working the strategy to make that pass late in the race, hold off Miles and those hard chargers behind you.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to catch my breath.
You're okay.
Sweating.
Hey,
hot.
That's what it's all about.
But yeah, it was a good race. I was really surprised the strategy worked out because usually strategy doesn't go our way. Me and Chad decided to, pit that end there because we were hoping it was going to go to 55 and pit then and be set. But we had to take it what we got, and it actually worked out.
The racing out there was pretty intense. It looked like. I saw racing from the bottom to the top. When it was all said and done, I saw you make a few passes for the lead there. Your thoughts and how exciting was it for you out there?
It was a lot of fun, especially the top. The top is crazy here. At first, it wasn't working when the race first started, but when the track came in, oh my goodness, the top was rolling like crazy.
Well, obviously you made it working at 93 car. 3rd winner already in 3 races. So are we going to send Pedro some money to stay away some more?
Yeah, I'm going to make sure to tell Pedro after tonight to stay away.
You should tell him like the league
Don't
got moved.
come
to
back.
League got moved to another night or something.
Yeah. I would tell him he's gonna need some proof of identification to come in. Maybe maybe he needs to go on that Pro Series or something. He needs to stay away.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations, and send some shout outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, of course. Chris Caboose painting the beautiful paint scheme. Racing Pride coming on this year, and hopefully future years. You've put on the beautiful show. Can't wait to watch it. Joey putting on the race, and Sim500.
Absolutely, man. Great job tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Third winner in 3 races as the 93 goes to victory lane here tonight to celebrate with his team name, guys, and go do some more donuts as he enjoys that. And Chad Coleman going to be, I think he's going to be kind of excited for 3rd, but probably obviously wants to win like everybody else does. But Coleman obviously putting 2 of the top 3 Georgia boys up there in the top 3. So that's got to feel pretty good for you, Chad. And I'm assuming there's going to be a little disappointment that you fell up a little bit short.
Yeah, I thought we was in pretty good shape. I was looking and seeing what we were gaining right there for a couple of laps, and I thought we was going to be able to get there. But some of the, I won't really say traffic because, I guess it's traffic no matter what lap they're on. But basically trying to get through those guys that had the couple more laps on their tires, and we just couldn't make it all up. But, man, I had a damn blast with Mac. I don't know if you got to watch much of it or not, but, man, we come cutting through about 15 cars right there, and I had the biggest damn smile on my face. I had so much fun cutting in and out of traffic with him. And the fact that this track allows that, like, he'd go high, I'd split the middle, he'd go low, I'd go high, then I'd split the middle, and then he'd run where, like, dude, we just cutting it up. It was so much fun. With about 4 laps to go, 5 laps to go probably, I realized I wasn't going to get him because I was only gaining about 3/10 a lap. But glad to see Kevin get him a win. He got him a win. There was no handicaps to get it either. He got this one straight up.
He did.
There was no extra tires. Like, no unlimited resets, no bullshit. So Kevin won a legit race.
So he didn't Austin Dillon it.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't get to catch. I got to catch a little bit of you and Matt coming through the field there, but obviously the one thing I continue to kind of beat the horse here, but you know it at this track it makes perfect sense. But the way they've done that reset with the tracks, the oval tracks, and the refresh, if you will, and with Auto Club already being spread out, worn out, and stuff, it's like, I mean, it just opened the door for these strategies to just work.
Yeah, and it kind of surprised me. I was having some issues, so I didn't get in here before. I think I got in here about 2 minutes before qualifying. So I didn't get to make a lap in practice or nothing. So qualifying was pretty much it for me. And then the first couple of laps of the race, and I was like, man, this thing is tight as hell. I was kind of worried about the race, but with the track being where you could spread out and stuff, you could take that tightness and run it in a different groove and wait on the front end to settle a little bit and then gas it and drive down the hill or drive straight off at the wall. And like, man, if it would have been before the dynamic track stuff, the setup being as tight as it was on entry, it would have sucked. But that was a lot of fun. I can't wait for them to keep improving on this. The only thing I'd like to see them improve on a little more is actually show where the track's taking rubber. Just the track darken up a little bit more.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, obviously, for those who ran the 24 this weekend, I mean, you can see where the marbles are eventually. But yeah, the darkening of the track, if you will, like you said. So no, that makes total sense. But I would be, I wouldn't be good if I didn't miss saying this to you. Couple nice misses on Rex.
Yeah, I about smashed Jose's burger on the front straightaway. That one was, dude. I was looking up. I was like, okay, where the hell does Steven go? And I looked, and he was like, and he kind of shot out in front of me, so I just jerked it left because if we'd have still been side by side out there, I'd have hooked him because at that point it's every man for himself.
Right. It'd have been a smash burger on the front stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Well, great job tonight. Send some shout outs.
Yeah, just thank Joey and everybody with Sim500 for putting all this stuff on and keeping us a place to race. We've been going at it now for, man, I'd hate to admit how many years. I'm not real sure, to be honest with you. I just know that I've been in iRacing for about 13, 14 years now, and I've ran as many races in Sim500 as I have in my entire official iRacing career. So it's good stuff.
Chad Coleman raced here when it was black and white, by the way.
Yeah, black and white and 420p or whatever that is. And give a shout out to Wesley Donaldson. He's a decent painter. He put some paint on this car, and we're repping him and his company with his diecast deal, and with the WBD diecast. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I had to pull it up on my car because I forgot.
Somebody get the man the sponsor sheet right there on the wall.
Man, it was so easy. I drove the NOS car for like 5 years that Trey painted, so it just. But yeah, if anybody needs to get any diecast done, any size, just hit Wesley up. Dude does a hell of a job. I've got a car on the way here eventually when he gets it to me, but he does a great job with that and as a side deal. So get up with him if you want your car, want you a car done. And yeah, thank you for broadcasting. It was a hell of a race. I had so much fun.
Good.
I'll probably actually go back and watch some of this one.
There you go. Well, I know you usually do the round table after the race there, so that should be a lot of fun doing some reviewing of some things. So great job tonight finishing third, and we'll see you in Vegas next week.
Yep, thanks, Chris.
All right, buddy. Chad Coleman finishing in the third position, and good job on his part. Let's move him back to his team name channel, and we'll talk to the young man here who finishes obviously second in his third career start in the series, so he's going to be happy about that. I remember telling Joey back when he asked me about him, I said, he's a good one, and he studies, he practices, and tonight he showed it as Stephen Miles finishes in the second position after starting 17th. Obviously, Steven, it was a little bit rough there at the beginning, had to miss some wrecks, but the strategy to get you up to the front there with the mid-race cautions obviously helped you to a second-place finish.
Yeah, I had to do
some type of strategy, man. Riding in the back like I normally do, just sitting there trying to get the feel for the track and this temperature and just everybody around me trying to learn how they race and everything. And it was good. I felt good, but it wasn't making no headway to the front, and it was very surprising. Even though I felt like I was faster than the top three at that point, but I realized then it was all about track position. So once it got to the cautions and pitting and who's gonna take tires or not, I chose not to take tires at one stop, just get the track position. I believe I saved my tires good enough to at least maintain the top 10, get a green flag stop and try to work from there. But then luckily we got another caution after 7 laps, and I was surprised about how fast we were just with those 7 laps. It was just crazy. So we went through the field and I wanted to get that clean air, and a couple times me and Kevin got real close. I didn't want to take him out or leave no mark that I don't want to, whatever. I'm just thinking about this race, man. It was just so crazy. It was so hard. These drivers out here are racing, and they know how to race, and this track is so slick. But when we was running there, I didn't want to burn my stuff up, and I sat there and watched the race from earlier this year, and I realized some people short pitted and it went green to the end. So how I was looking at it, kind of some people was short pitting, so it kind of spread out, less chances for a caution. So I decided to take a gamble, and I feel like that 1 or 2 laps on those tires what really did it. Even though I came out the pits and tried to save my stuff and let him run me down to see if he'll equal out, if he burned his stuff up, and I felt good. A little trouble around the lap cars kind of hurt me a little bit, and right there at the end, just trying to hold on to his draft to see what I could do. I mean, the only thing you could do in these cars is wait for them to make a mistake. Harder you push, the more you hurt yourself. So, 31 got in between us and kind of gave away. So that's when I just sat back and settled for a top two, man. And I'm really happy about this top two because I mean, I've been watching this league for so long, and I have a respect for Joey and everybody that be racing in this league, man. I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of a couple drivers in here, and Brown is one of them. And it felt good racing with them and seeing them beat me, and just gonna make me work harder. I mean, that's all it's gonna do, motivate me to be better.
You mentioned the pit stop at lap 70. Was that like an instant decision on your end, or was that like I had that number in my head the whole time, like I'm coming at 70?
It's a decision. I could have sat there and fought for the lead. I could have sit there and roll with them. But once I looked in my rear view and I seen how separated it was, and I seen it was 30, 29 laps, I knew it was either we were just gonna run it out together and pit together, which I probably should have did, to just cause I felt like I had some for 'em or not just be equal with them. And but now once I looked at my review and I seen the spread out and I seen 2 or 3 cars a little bit above me because I was riding the bottom, I was like, I might as well come to pit road and test the waters. I mean, I'm kind of experimenting with new setups and learning new things. I mean, this track temp right here is probably gonna throw all that out the window because I don't think no other league gonna have it that high. But I'm still learning, man, and yeah, 1 or 2 laps, man, it made a difference because once he got around me, I was able to maintain his pace. But every time I try to push, I was just tearing up my right rear. So good job for Brown and Coleman, and I want to appreciate not Eric Arnold, number 4 car, the lap car, for kind of riding behind me and trying to stay out the way and watch it happen instead of getting between us. I want to thank Robert for that.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight, and send some shout outs to whoever you like to.
I want to thank you, Scholar, best broadcaster around. I want to thank Joey. I want to thank, well, I don't have no teammates. I want to thank my girl. I want to thank God. I want to thank the Treehouse, Taylor, Alvin, Clark, Daniels, Dean, all the boys we hang out with. And I just want to thank Joey again, man, for letting me race in this league and give me an opportunity. And that'll be it, bro. Appreciate. Oh, and everybody check out that Scholarcast, man. The podcast is coming out every Monday or Tuesday, and that'll be it.
The man finished third in the 24 Hours of Daytona this weekend, and second at Auto Club. So he had a pretty good weekend, I'd say. So great job, Steven, and congratulations on your second place finish.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Steven Miles, second place finish tonight here at Auto Club. Obviously career best and only his third start in the series, so nothing to hang his head over. He's finished better each week So, I mean, next week is Vegas a win? According to the pattern, it would be, but obviously you got to run the race. So we'll see how that all transpires. But what a great race it was. Obviously had numerous lead changes, a lot of strategy come into play. But 3 cautions, I think it was in the end. So right in that average number of cautions, as always. Vegas, expect the same next week. We're going to have a lot of green flag racing, a lot of pit stops, a lot of just great racing everywhere, from the bottom all the way to the top of the track. So looking forward to the fun there. Again, 8:15 will be on the air for that. And, of course, we're getting closer and closer. Just 2 weeks away, we'll be on Monday nights again for the Cup Series presented by 811. Looking forward to having Kevin back in the booth as we try to work on some things to make the broadcast even better. And I hope everybody's enjoying what they've seen so far these first 3 weeks here as we continue to I want to say strive to be the best, but trust me, I see some of the broadcasts out there, and it's like, for a one-man show, I'm not going to do the best to be the one-man show. Let's put it like that, instead of a big crew of people or whatever. So we're just going to do our best to take care of our viewers. So appreciate all you guys. Appreciate the racers. Joey Jatina, appreciate you. NC811, obviously, and everyone there at the company, of course, with Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, 811, Safe Digging Sports on Facebook. Give them a follow, and so on and so forth. So we're out. We're heading to Vegas. Let's go do that and go from there. Again, the Scalicast, you heard Miles mention it. It'll be out sometime this week. We'll work on our 3rd episode actually tomorrow, and we'll talk about this race, talk about the other league races, and talk about the Daytona 24s and stuff, and get you some other fun things too, and even a cool special guest that's going to join us for the whole show. So got some fun coming up on that. Look for that on Spotify, iHeartMedia, and YouTube. Matter of fact, episode 2 is on YouTube now, so you can go and watch that. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay warm. And remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!